So this is a small segue segment to our Foil the Flow radio. We're going to call it Between Two Foils. I'm interviewing Jeff here. Jeff Yates comes to us from a long line. Let's see. Here with me is Jeff Yates. I've got, he's an able-bodied seaman. Sorry, seaman? Seaman. Seaman. Anyway, he's been serving in the Navy for about 72 years. Sorry, 73. And now you're running a wingfoil boot camp.
I haven't yelled at too many people yet.
How do you teach them then?
There is the school of thought that yelling is best.
Yeah, there have to be tears.
Yes.
And not from injuries, from pride.
And usually you have to invoke childhood trauma.
Okay.
Really, to I think to get best results from students.
I learned so much from you every time. Is it true that you don't know how to swim? I mean, how did you get into the Navy?
They actually have something at school where you have to swim for 40 minutes. They call it the 40-year swim. You can't graduate unless you actually complete 40 minutes of continuous swimming in your uniform, and you have to jump off from a tower.
It's in the shallow end.
Some people, like from West Virginia or somewhere in the Midwest, actually haven't swum before and joined the Navy, if you can imagine.
But they can play a mean banjo. We're stereotyping, aren't we? It's not good. Will foiling ever help us grow our hair back?
We should be able to have a cleaner edge with the foiling.
Okay.
I don't know. Does foiling help with your testosterone? Is testosterone keeping you from growing hair? That you have too much testosterone?
I think my helmet's too tight. I'm not sure. I understand that you are the reigning champion for inflatable board downwind racing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I didn't even start. I tried. I thought bringing an inflatable board right at my weight in volume and never riding it before on all new gear that I hadn't ridden before might be a good idea. It was not. I barely even got to the start line, barely got halfway through.
There was a missing man report, I think. I can't remember. Jet skis. Might have been a helicopter.
There was a small search done. Yes.
How often do you lubricate your parts?
I've actually stopped lubricating. I used to be 100% into the lubrication, but I've been just taking it apart. If you take it out and wash yourself enough, you're probably good enough that you don't need to lubricate.
See, I'm still a fan, but that white stuff just gets on everything.
The worst was the gray stuff. If you're shooting out gray stuff, you better go see a doctor.
What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah.
A year ago, I think it was. I think we might have been shooting our pilot episode of Foil the Flow Radio. You said that foiling was going to save the world. How's that working out for you?
Obviously, several countries have not invested enough in their foiling programs because we're kind of going the wrong way on several places. I mean, if you had a choice between enriched uranium or foiling, where do you think you should invest millions of dollars?
I know where I'm putting my money. Look, there's 1.5 trillion that's being allocated, I think, today to the U.S. military, so we could probably throw a few foils in there.
I mean, can you imagine if you had $1 million budget for foiling? Even $1 million. What is that, one missile?
I might quit my part-time job. Yeah. Okay. I understand that you started a highly successful podcast that's growing in followers, even though it's completely dormant, but you have a inept co-host.
We had
who
one
is too
comment.
busy working for peanuts.
We had one comment that asked us to do another episode. At least one fan asked us to do one more episode.
That's a ho-ho. That counts. That counts.
And maybe a couple of people at AWSI did. They actually, you had 2 or 3 people that mentioned that they watched 30 seconds or so of the episode. No,
that's fame. Yeah.
Was it 2, 3?
Look, if you'd like us to do better, then you could just send us some money, and we'll put that towards our budget that we don't have. And we'll do more of all of this for you.
Okay.